Hey guys, how's it going? So I want to apologize for not posting a video yesterday. I'll be honest with you, I actually didn't film the last 2 days. There's just a lot going on. I'm actually taping 2 videos today. I'll post them, one tonight and then one tomorrow. So I'm gonna tape this and immediately upload the first one, the one that I'm doing. So I know on Instagram I had posted a bunch of different beers, and I've already tried all of the 3 that I posted on my Instagram, but I'm actually gonna give you a taste test review so you guys can actually see them, and I'll give you my recommendations. 2 of them are Gozas, which are essentially a sour beer with salt, and then one is a sour. I know, I'm sorry if you don't really enjoy sour beers, but if you're a sour beer fan, I'm assuming you probably really enjoy these. So this will be a taste test video, and then I'm gonna film after this video, so it's not really 2 separate days, a video on how to make sushi, so that's something to look forward to. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the beers. Alright guys, so these are the beers right here. So we have, I'll just show you, Berry Berry Sneaky. So this is from Hamburg Brewing, and it's a fruited sour ale with lactose, and I believe this has, when I looked at it early, like a few days ago, so whoa, the sour sneaks up on you. Let's see. Packed with I can't read, blackberry, blueberry, boysenberry, cranberry, raspberry, strawberry, and lactose. So all the berries, and I won't tell you what my review is, I'll let you guys see when I try it. So it's from Hamburg Brewing, and I forgot the alcohol content, 7.2, so that's pretty good for a sour. So the next one, I think I've actually shown you guys this one before. If I haven't, then you're seeing it for the first time. But it's called Is This Beer, and it's from a local brewery called Swiftwater Brewing. And this is, it's a good beer. Well, you'll see, I guess. I'll explain it though more. So this is a raspberry and lime ale with salt. So another different sour, but like a different flavor profile, because obviously we have the raspberry in both of these, but the lime and the salt are going to change this up. And then from Two Roads Brewing, I have a passion fruit goza. So it's an ale brewed with passion fruit, and I know this is part of I think it's the Tanker Truck series. So let me see, there was like a kind of a cool story at the back. Let's see. Two Roads is driving a tanker truck down a road less traveled with this passion fruit goza. We kettle, and I'm pronouncing it right, it tells you, just so if you guys are like, why is she saying it like that? We kettle soured the ale in our own tanker truck trailer, a former milk tanker like the one on the front label, and I'll go back to that. That's part right on the grounds of our brewery. So featuring a nose of big tropical fruit, the taste of light wheat, and a perfect harmony of tartness and sweet fruit that's mingled with a hint of salt to really bring the flavor to life. This Tanker Truck Sour Goza is the perfect route to refreshment. So, and this one I feel like had a much lower alcohol content. Yeah, it's a 4.8. So I know it said a sour, but it also said there was like kind of a wheat feel to it. So I'm gonna assume that's why the alcohol content's less. Oh, and then the Swiftwater, I didn't tell you the alcohol content because I forgot to look. Hold please. It does not say. Interesting. I'll have to look at Untapped later if I remember to do that in this video. I'm gonna guess though it's probably like a 6 or a 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you will. But that's okay. So we'll go ahead, and I actually think I want to start with the passion fruit, and then yeah, I don't want to do the gozas right next to each other, so this is how we're going to go ahead and taste these. It's hard to taste sours after a sour because they can really kind of take over your palate. So I think this is going to be the best, because I have tried them, but I think this is going to be the best way to try them. So we'll go ahead and do it. Alright guys, so here's the passion fruit goza. So I will definitely say right off the bat, it looks very much like a wheat beer. It's very light in color. So, you know, this is a little bit different than a typical sour. So let's go ahead and try it. Alright, right off the bat, it smells more like a wheat beer than it does a sour beer, so that's definitely very interesting for a goza. This actually tastes a little bit different than I had it the other night, because I didn't have it as cold, because I was just ready to drink it, and it was one that was on the shelf, and it wasn't in refrigeration, but I wanted to try it. So I like it. I did not really much care for this when I had it the other night, but trying it when it's really crisp and really cold really makes a huge difference, which, I mean, makes sense. But it doesn't taste like a goza to me. It tastes like a wheat beer with like a touch of passion fruit. I will say the passion fruit flavor is not very aggressive, and that's a little disappointing to me, because when it comes to like a mixed drink or a cocktail, passion fruit's probably one of my top favorite flavor enhancers to a cocktail, or to like any type of alcoholic beverage. So, because with passion fruit I expect like a murkiness, because I think I want to say, was it K2? We tried the one sour that had the passion fruit, the orange, and the pineapple, and I felt like that really enhanced the beer. I don't think this should be advertised as a goza, and I mean, I guess I taste the salt. It tastes more like a flavored wheat beer, and I could be completely wrong. That's what it tastes like to me. I'm not disappointed in it. This is a lot lighter than like a typical sour, and I could probably drink one or two of these without any problem, especially being at like less than 5% alcohol content. But it's not my favorite, but it's definitely drinkable, and I will finish the rest of this and try the other beers. All right, next we have the Berry Berry Sneaky, which I think is a very fun and like cheeky kind of name. So I enjoy that, and I think it's because of the alcohol content. It can really sneak up on you because of the sweetness and the berries that you don't expect that from that. So I will say, like, the actual art on the can, it like makes it look like it's gonna be kind of a jammier, like bright flavor, which is what you would expect from a fruited sour. And then the beer itself is actually pretty translucent, so you can kind of see my finger through there. Not as murky as some of the sours we've tried, and it looks like it has a good amount of carbonation, so I'm excited to try this one again, so I'll give you my impression. All right, this smells like a sour, more so than the past beer. And this is a sour, not a goza, just to clarify, because two of the beers we have are gozas, which means it has the salt, and this one isn't, but let's take a sniff. The berry that I'm tasting, or berry, like the fruit that I'm tasting the most is the cranberry, which really works in a sour beer. I really enjoy that. This is very crisp as far as a sour goes. And it's not too much like on the vinegar side, which I like a vinegary kind of sour beer, but when it comes to like a berry sour, I prefer it to be a little bit more fresh like this. But this is very good, and I think it's kind of like the title says, it can sneak up on you because of how light it feels and how like a little bit of hint of sweetness. This could catch up with you pretty fast, being the alcohol content it is. But I would highly recommend this beer from Hamburg Brewing. Yeah, that's a nice sour. I would say it's more of an introductory sour because of the sweetness. And if you like cranberry juice, like, you know that like tart like feel that you have after a glass of cranberry juice? That's exactly the aftertaste you get from this. So I really enjoy this. All right, and lastly, we have the Is This Beer from Swiftwater Brewing, which is a local brewery. So right off the bat, this has a much lighter, it's like a light blush pink color, which makes sense because it's a raspberry and lime sour or goza, so I wouldn't expect it to be as like thick as if it was just a raspberry goza. And I love the art on the can. I think this is clearly meant to be a summer beer, so I'll give you guys my impression. Oh, also too, I really like the amount of carbonation. I really like a very carbonated beer. I hate when they're flat, so this looks really good. All right, right off the bat, this one is like definitely the most fruity smelling. It smells like fruit juice, and it mixed with a margarita, which I guess margaritas have fruit juice, lime juice. Makes sense, there's lime in this, but let's give it a try. Oh yeah. It's just like the perfect amount of raspberry mixed with the lime, mixed with the salt. This was my favorite of the three. This is so refreshing. There's a reason I can like continue to buy this beer time after time. It's really worth it. I have nothing wrong to say or nothing bad to say about this beer. I don't know the alcohol content, so I feel like it's probably gonna be like 5 or a 6. But I love it. It's got this beautiful blush color to it. It's not too aggressive, it's not too sour. I think the balance with the salt, because it is a goza, really helps with this, and the raspberry and lime is a really classic combination. So this beer is a complete winner for me. All right guys, so I already ranked them. I kind of told you in the video or in the reviews already. So by far, this is probably out of all the beers, with the exception of that orange and pineapple beer from K2 Brewing. This though, I feel like you could have one of those because it was so sweet and so sour, but this you could have a 4-pack and it would be very easy. So these do come in a 4-pack. I want to say that they're $13.99, which this is a smaller beer than these. You know, I think it's 12 ounces. Yeah, this is a 12-ounce can, and for that price, definitely, you know, I think it's really worth it, and it's supporting a local brewery for me, and I want to keep this brewery in business because I want to keep drinking this beer. So I will pay that higher price point because I think the quality is really worth it. So next is the Berry Berry Sneaky from Hamburg Brewing, and I really liked this. I think it's a crowd-pleasing sour. I think it has a lot of great flavor, a little bit of sweetness. I would say, like I said before, kind of an introductory sour. And this one was $14.99 for the 4 cans. And obviously this is a bigger pour. Was it 16 ounces, I think? Yeah, it's a pint. So 16 ounces. So a little bit, you like for value, you might want to get this over this, but I will tell you that I think this is a better beer. You might not be able to get this at your grocery store. If you live in upstate New York, this might be available. But this is a great beer. I have nothing negative to say about it, just that this one, in my opinion, was better. But great beer from Hamburg. And then the last one was actually the most expensive. I want to say I paid $15.99 or $16.99 for a 4-pack. You know, I really wanted to like it because I've had some of the other Tanker Truck Sour Series beers from Two Roads, and I really enjoyed them, and I tend to really enjoy their beers. It just didn't taste like a Goza, so I guess it wasn't a bad beer, but I don't feel like it advertised what it was properly. I think it should have been a passion fruit wheat beer, with maybe like you could call it a sour wheat beer. I don't know about branding. So I was a little bit disappointed. Not a bad beer, and you know, at 4.8%, a great summer beer. I'm not angry with any of these three. It's just that the Swiftwater I feel like just is so delicious. There wasn't like a really bad beer in here. I'm going to drink all the beers that I bought, and I gave some to some friends because that's a lot of beer for one person to drink. But all in all, I'm very happy with these beers. Alright guys, I do want to apologize again for not posting a video yesterday and for taping 2 videos on the same day. I guess if I wouldn't have told you that, you would never know. I'm not going to cut it out though, because it's the truth. But prior to that, I had taped for 2 months straight. That's pretty cool. That's a long time. I really am loving doing this, the daily vlogs. I definitely have gone more cooking based because we can't really go anywhere, but when we can go places, I definitely will shift a little bit and show you some local places. We're going to travel. Really excited about that. So thanks so much for everybody that's subscribed. I know I'm over 60 subscribers now, which is huge, and that's you guys supporting me, and I really appreciate it. So just continue to give me like feedback if there's something you want to see. I know I did like 2 theme park videos this past week, the butterbeer and the carrot cake cookie, so I'll leave links to those right above, so you guys can click those if you're interested. And those are part of, well, I'm gonna start like a Universal series, which I was watching a video, I think it's called Iconic Eats from Delish with Tess, who's one of my favorites. She's awesome. But she did a video actually in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter where she tasted a variety of different snacks. And obviously butterbeer was a huge thing. She tried the version of the butterbeer that we made, and then like an ice cream version, a pâte de crème, a hot version, I think. So she tried a lot of different things. So we could go ahead with the butterbeer theme, but she did these like pumpkin like pasties. Like it looks kind of like a sweet, like a hand pie with like pumpkin inside. And I was thinking, not right now. I don't think that's really appropriate for the summer, but that would be a great one to make like early fall for the Harry Potter, like the Universal series. And I know that there's a green eggs and ham like pavilion, or like not pavilion, restaurant at Islands of Adventure. So I was thinking about making one of those dishes, so you let me know if you're interested. And as far as the Disney recipes go, I have a lot of different ideas. I'm just gonna keep going with the World Showcase series. I know I've mentioned the pot stickers, so I'll probably go with that. And I am gonna make sushi tomorrow night, so I guess that could kind of go with our Japanese like theme, like the Japan Pavilion, and maybe I'll link it as that. Because I will do a spicy tuna roll. So yeah, we could do that. So I'll put it as our trip to Japan. So thanks so much for watching. I just went on a tangent. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow, or kind of today. Thanks.